The 2021 IMESA CESA Excellence Awards. Engineering Excellence in Structures and Civils. 11 submissions were made under this category. Expansion of King Cetshwayo Highway, Westwood Interchange. Coastal Park Materials Recovery Facility. Construction of bulk earthworks platform over municipal solid waste. National road distance 5 and 6. The provision of water and sanitation services Phase 3. Northern Aqueduct Augmentation Phase 5. Emergency rehabilitation of Seaward Road Bridge over the Umhlatuzana River. Koppenburg Main Articulation Sewer and associated works Phase 2 and 3. Holzlurt Diversion Works. Upgrade of a bulk pipeline and refurbishment of Van Reservoir, Johannesburg International Transport Interchange JITI. Tafeni Bulk Reservoir and Sanitation Scheme. The first submission in this category was Expansion of King Cetshwayo Highway, Westwood Interchange. The 50-year-old interchange on Durban's King Cetshwayo Highway M13 could no longer meet local traffic needs and had to be expanded despite unusually challenging geometric constraints, high traffic levels through the site, and tight working room. Municipality-employed road and structural engineers worked together with planners to execute this project. The existing single-span, simply supported underpass bridge had another span added, with one abutment converted into a pier and a new replacement abutment constructed. The innovative construction methodology and unusual abutment design saved significant time and construction materials compared to conventional solutions, which would have also required more excavation and more construction steps. The experimental replacement of bridge expansion joints with fiberglass reinforced asphalt saved construction time, future maintenance costs, and disruption. The second submission was Coastal Park Materials Recovery Facility, construction of bulk earthworks platform over municipal solid waste. The City of Cape Town identified the need to develop an integrated waste management facility with clearly defined sorting, storage, and distribution waste streams. By using a sustainable approach, the reuse of waste material, waste beneficiation, and the use of alternative energy sources was achieved. This work was carried out using 3 separate contracts. The principles employed throughout the project will ensure a safe and sustainable environment and will provide facilities for the informal sector as well. There was strong emphasis on teamwork throughout the project. The third submission was National Long Distance 5 and 6. This challenging project involved the installation of approximately 1,700 kilometers of fiber optic infrastructure along the National Route 2 from Somerset West in the Western Cape to Amanzimtoti in KwaZulu-Natal. This was achieved by installing ducts parallel to the Sanral Road Reserve boundary. By connecting into the backbone fiber network, broadband connections were provided to provincial hospitals, clinics, schools, smaller towns, and government buildings along the N2 route. Every metro, local, and district municipality along the way were involved, and attention was given to health and safety issues throughout the project. The fourth submission was the provision of water and sanitation services Phase 3. This project aims to address and remedy severe adverse conditions experienced by inhabitants in informal settlements within the eThekwini municipal area and thereby contribute strongly to the national government's drive towards radical economic transformation. It was achieved by the use of 4 design consultants, 11 main contractors, as well as the employment of some 40 emerging consultants and contractors. Labor-intensive construction methods were used where possible. The budget exceeded 1.7 billion rand and the project delivered 430 ablution facilities to 118,000 people living in 34 informal settlements. Cross-divisional teamwork and the development of in-house tools, processes, and technology ensured the success of this project. The fifth submission was Northern Aqueduct Augmentation Phase 5. The existing Durban Northern Aqueduct system, operated by eThekwini Water and Sanitation, comprises of a network of potable bulk water supply pipelines that serve the northern areas of Durban. The system had reached its maximum flow capacity at various sections of the trunk main system as a result of growth in demand for major new developments and urbanization. Phase 5 of this project comprises of an 11.5 kilometer long steel pipeline with a diameter of 1,200 mm from Durban Heights Reservoir to Duff's Road. The design and construction management of the bulk pipeline project addressed several technical challenges, including designing for high pressures, constructing the continuously welded steel pipeline through densely populated built-up areas, traversing major roads and railway lines, the Umgeni River crossing, steep and undulating terrain, dealing with known and unknown buried municipal services, and rehabilitating environmentally sensitive areas. The design of the 234-meter-long Umgeni River Pipe Bridge structure, which was incrementally launched. Pipework and supports required sophisticated structural modeling and analysis to determine the forces, stresses, and movements resulting from varying loading conditions, including the effects of pipeline pressure and temperature. The sixth submission was Emergency Rehabilitation of Seaward Road Bridge over the Umtlatuzana River. During Durban's April 2019 floods, part of this 5-span, 150-meter-long bridge collapsed, cutting off an important regional transport link. The easiest option would have been to demolish and rebuild the entire bridge at the expense of the delicate riverside ecosystem and the wasteful destruction of the still intact sections of the bridge. It was decided to rather undertake a multi-stage demolition with different levels of stabilization and then integrate the single continuous pre-stressed system across the new and old spans of the bridge. The bridge was also lengthened to connect to a new heavily upgraded abutment with specialized cased piles that will withstand any ordeals in the future. 30% of the contract was given to emerging subcontractors, and a minimal footprint ensured the protection of the ecosystem. 500 cubic meters of demolished material was reused in road layer works, abutment fill, and for gabion protection. The value of continuous in-house municipal engineering involvement was demonstrated by the success of this project. The seventh submission was Koppenburg Main Articulation Sewer and Associated Works Phase 2 and 3. This challenging project involved investigating, design and the construction of the remedial action required to deal with the Stellenbosch bulk sewer network, which was under strain. The work undertaken included 1,250 meters of HDPE-lined bulk sewer, 3,100 meters of GRP bulk sewer, and 1,500 meters of UPVC collector sewers. Diameters varied from 110 mm to 1,000 mm. The scope of work also required the construction of manholes, an above-ground pipe bridge over the Koppenburg River, and the construction of 2 temporary pump stations. Trenchless technology was used to pass beneath live provincial roads and active railway lines. The environment benefited by the reduction of leaks into the river, and labor-intensive methods were used where possible. The eighth submission in this category was Holzlurt Diversion Works. The old concrete diversion weir in the Holzlurt River was washed away during a flood in 2013. Since then, temporary weirs were constructed annually during summer using river boulders and cobbles, which frequently washed away during winter floods. To establish a more sustainable river management plan which would alleviate flooding and aid in accurate water distribution, the Department of Agriculture in the Western Cape proposed that a proper weir and diversion structure be designed and constructed. The works included a 1.6 meter high, 55 meter long OG weir with a fixed radius roller bucket and a 1.4 kilometer long, 800 mm diameter ductile iron diversion pipeline from intake works to distribution chamber. Type 1 and Type 2 riprap zones for energy dissipation and erosion protection were built. Hydraulic modeling was used during design, and one of the challenges faced throughout the construction period was the high risk of flooding. The ninth submission in this category was upgrade of a bulk pipeline and refurbishment of Van Heerden Reservoir. The Bethel community is located within the Govambeki local municipality in the Mpumalanga province. This project involved the refurbishment of bulk water pipeline along Van Heerden Avenue and the Van Heerden Reservoir. Water services to this community has been lacking for many years, despite the presence of numerous existing water pipelines within the project area. As built records were limited, the proving of existing services was required to determine their condition prior to taking appropriate action. The 10th submission in this category was Johannesburg International Transport Interchange JITI. At 50,000 square meters, the state-of-the-art Johannesburg International Transport Interchange JITI will be an international long-distance and cross-border transport hub and is one of the City of Johannesburg's largest infrastructure developments. It will be the biggest and most commuter-friendly public transport facility for long-distance travelers on the African continent. With 3,300 square meters devoted to retail for both large retail outlets, banks, ticketing offices, food courts and informal traders, the facility will also create a variety of economic opportunities, provide social amenities for inner-city users and residents. Additionally, JITI will provide a space to stimulate economic advancement for medium, small and micro business in the inner city. The scope of work for this project include bulk earthworks, water and sewer reticulation, concrete superstructure, and electrical works. The 11th submission in this category was Tafeni Bulk Reservoir and Sanitation Scheme. This project was done with the intent of building a 2.5 megaliter reservoir for easier management of future demand and to upgrade existing pump stations and related equipment to service the increasing demand in the Session area. The potable water storage was built to ensure water is treated, and with a new booster pump station, helps the water to travel to high-level areas. The tank reservoir ensures that a large amount of water is stored in a smaller area and has the added benefit of avoiding water evaporation. A new 2.5 megaliter reinforced concrete reservoir was constructed at the existing Tafeni reservoir with the intent of modularizing the design for future storage cells. The reservoir site, owned by Ilembe District Municipality, has been designed on behalf of CESA Water for an ultimate 11.5 megaliter potable water storage. Works included a new booster pump station, structural modifications to existing generator pump room to cater for installation of new electrical changeover panels and larger generator with sound attenuation. Upgrade and interconnecting the new and existing reservoir-boosted high-level and gravity outlet supply pipework, raising of the existing inlet pipe to a shallower depth to supply both reservoir inlets, redirecting and relocating existing overflow scour outlet pipe and headwall from Elaleni Estate property into the reservoir site boundary. And the winner in this category is Expansion of King Cetshwayo Highway, Westwood Interchange.